They want to shut down Fox. They want to shut down Andrew Breitbart because they don't want people to have that perspective. They want to control the narrative. The mainstream media was Walter Cronkite before Rush Limbaugh came on. You only had one perspective. You didn't know. You may have said something's wrong here with Vietnam, where he went after the Tet Offensive and turned what could have been a winning victory into turning the American people against the Vietnam War. But there was no perspective. There was no talk radio at the time to counterbalance it. And so Rush Limbaugh comes along and he provides the counter narrative so that people could weigh two sets of ideas. And by doing so, it rendered that the objective news that you were getting was not objective. And that's why the media still to this day, 23 years later, the mainstream media does not dignify Rush Limbaugh because he ended that ruse. Matt Drudge comes along 6 years later and he becomes an online reinforcement to the same exact thing that Rush Limbaugh is doing. Okay, that has acted as a checks and balance and an eye-opener for many of Americans. And the last thing that the left wants now, they want to shut down Fox, they want to shut down Andrew Breitbart because they don't want people to have that perspective. They want to control the narrative. We are now at a different phase. We're now at a phase where Hannah and James can take down Acorn with $1,400. The barrier of entry into this media market, into being the media, is negligible, okay? This is a point where we're saying it's not just going to be about checks and balance. It's not going to be about creating our own little niche media empires. My goal is to actually just break down the edifice. And so when I watch Katie Couric lose her job, that is a victory in this battle because that person has manipulated media in the name of objectivity to take people down. She sought out Sarah Palin for destruction. That was not objective, and when she fails, and CBS fails in the ratings, and NBC and ABC lose market share, those are victories in this war against the Democrat media complex.
Now, there's an Andrew Breitbart today because of media pretty much carrying water for Democrats. They're serving as their press secretary on a day-to-day basis, and that's why you exist. There was a vacuum that was created, and you went in there, and with the publisher, all the big government, big peace, big Hollywood. I know you have big education coming. I am Breitbart.com, Breitbart TV. So what's the end goal? What is the end goal? Until the media either has an about face and says, okay, we're either going to say we're no longer objective, we are hard left, or they start incorporating conservative ideas into their programming.
I can't even envision what the end game is. I honestly can't because you get so into the battle that you don't have the perspective to say what is it going to be. I don't have the ability to be a futurist, but I'm watching what I believe to be the most exciting time in media ever. It really is. You've been on cable TV before you got this lofty position because you got into congressmen's faces and tried to hold them accountable. You went from being something of a regular citizen who was picked up out of obscurity and went on the news to talk about the confrontations that you had. That is unbelievable. You were a reporter. They're using your material. You're basically a reporter. That's happening every day. Every time I go to a union event with a flip camera, I come back with stuff and it ends up being on TV and radio. That's exciting. That is an adrenaline rush.